To you, welcome to your G&T Breakfast Show with Tom and myself, and also it is Grati-Tuesday. It's come round so quickly once again, and we are being joined by Reverend Sophie. Very good morning to you, Sophie.
Good morning. You're being joined by Reverend Sophie by the skin of her teeth. My holiday Monday has thrown Reverend Sophie completely.
It's a funny thing, isn't it? And then these short weeks, do you find that these short weeks feel that they last longer or shorter?
I feel like I'm trying to fit more into less time, which is probably not very helpful. Probably not very helpful at all.
No, you need to embrace that day off, don't you? So come on, so what have you been up to over the weekend then?
What have I been up to over the weekend? So this past weekend, obviously, we had some celebrations with the coronation, and there was lots of things happening. Although I ended up actually spending quite a significant part of Sunday in a graveyard, checking out some graves, which seems like a really strange thing to be doing on a Sunday afternoon. But they've a lot of the graves that they're so old that they're sinking or they've got like holes in them, and so and being a relatively new vicar as well, I've never had to deal with that before. So I've got Father Neil on the case. He's going to come and give me some advice on Wednesday. We're going to go and have a look at the graveyard together. So I was doing that Sunday afternoon, but the previous week I had a wedding. And so it's been one of those the last week has been full of joy, and the coronation just was so much fun, wasn't it? It was brilliant. So yeah, really, really good. And then I've been prepping also for a coming wedding, and they've got a reading from Ecclesiastes. I'm going to share a little bit with you in a minute because it's going to help us with it. Well, it makes me think of you two, actually.
Oh, really? I can't wait to find out about this. I was just thinking then, Reverend Sophie, you know, your job and your role as a reverend. Gosh, there's so many sort of bits to it, isn't it? It's not boring.
It's not boring. It's there's so many different facets as to what, and contrary to popular belief, a vicar does not just work on a Sunday. So in fact, Sunday is usually the quietest day because we do the services in the morning or wherever we happen to do the services, and then the rest of the day we try, if we can, to take that as a bit of rest. So because otherwise craziness happens. But really the work happens during the week. You know, there's preparation of services, obviously. We're preparing sermons and for Grati-Tuesday and for radio shows, but we're also, you know, there's things like funerals happening, weddings, baptisms, pastoral visiting people, so going to see those people that are sick or poorly or coming to the end of their lives, those sort of, you know, and so your emotions as well are going sort of up and down and up and down. So it's actually quite difficult to manage. And then I've got the added complication that I'm also the Children, Youth and Families Missioner for the diocese. So the diocese stretches from Aberystwyth right the way down to Swansea and Brecon. So I'm trying to look after the Children, Youth and Families work that's going across that whole area, if I can.
And look after your own family as well.
And look after my own family as well.
Wowzers.
It's about knowing that actually sometimes you just can't do everything. So it's about trusting that the people that are around you know that, and saying, I'm sorry, I haven't been able to do that. And they go, that's fine. Don't worry. You've been busy. So, you know, I trust that my colleagues know that I'm working hard, and that I'm doing what I can when I can. And that's the bit that matters, really, isn't it? So yeah, it's been quite a busy couple of weeks, but it's good fun.
So we are truly grateful, actually, for taking a little bit of time out to join us here on this Grati-Tuesday. So very big thank you to you, Sophie.
Oh, yes. Well, I do enjoy spending time with you guys, and it reminds me of this little verse. So this is from Ecclesiastes. It says, chapter 4, verse 9, 2 are better than 1, because if they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. Again, if two lie together, don't go doing this now. They keep warm in the studio. But how can one keep warm alone? And though a man might prevail against one who is alone, 2 will withstand him. A 3-fold cord is not quickly broken. And so there's this idea, and it's not what this is about actually, but a lot of people use this for weddings, which is why I was thinking about it. And this idea that you've got two people coming together, and the third person that makes that threefold cord is, of course, God, Jesus. But actually, it's quite a helpful in day-to-day life. It's good to have a really good friend, a really good business partner, a really good colleague, someone that you can work together closely, and that if something goes wrong, or if your Tuesday morning Grati-Tuesday vicar forgets, someone's going to remind you. There's always, there's trust there, isn't there? There's a trust there that actually, regardless of what's going on, you can still make this work because we're doing it together, and it's not something that we're doing alone, which I think is really important. So shout out to all those people who support you and love you, and keep you sane in the craziness of this world on a Tuesday morning. So thank you guys for keeping me on the straight and narrow is basically what I'm saying.
yeah. Thank you for the nudges. I think that's wonderful, and I think it's so true and pertinent. If you've got someone who's that steadfast person on your right or left hand side, someone you can turn to, someone that can just give you that little reminder, we're like, oh, have you done that for like your mum yet or whatever? And it's like, oh no, thanks for reminding me. It's those little nudges go a long way into helping us stay on that straight and narrow. So yeah, I think that's great. Gina, what are your thoughts?
No, it's just bringing that to the fore again, isn't it? Like we talked about families and friends. It's the person that you can rely on, and it doesn't have to be a family member. It could be the friend that is your family, or like we say with Choirs for Good, it's knowing that those people are going to be there to support you. Maybe you're not feeling that great, but you're going to push yourself to go to a group which you go to every week because you know that there's going to be those people around you to lift you up. And I think that's sort of what this Grati-Tuesday is about, and it's just bringing those thoughts together.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a wonderful church warden who she is very good at being organized, far better than I am, and she'll go, Sophie, have you done this, have you done that, and that we've done the other, and I am so grateful for her. She's just an absolute joy, and I would have definitely been lost without her. So it's having those people in your life, isn't it, just that can keep you supported and keep you going along as you go about your day to day. So it's good news on this Grati-Tuesday to have people like that.
Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that. And if you are out there and you've just recognized that, oh my goodness, Trevor down the road is my number two person, drop him a message and say, I just want to say thank you for all those times that you've been there and you stood with me, and to share that on and encourage them to share it on as well, because we're all connected, and it's all because of these little reminders that we actually turn up at the right things at the right time. So thank you, Reverend Sophie. I know you've got another busy week. Just very quickly, you've just mentioned the children's there. You've got something big happening in 9 days' time.
Oh, we have on the 18th of May, we have the Ascension Day celebration in the cathedral. So Ascension Day has not happened in the cathedral for a few years now, because of COVID, and last year it clashed with something else. So there was lots of things that sort of got in the way. But this year it's back, and it's back with full force. I think we've got over 300 children booked for Ascension Day already. So it's going to be an awesome day. They're all going to come along. There's about 14 or 15 different activities that they're going to be involved in. And these activities are all around the theme of journeying or pilgrimage. So they're going to be learning about pilgrimage, about journeying, about life on, and obviously Jesus as well, being in the cathedral. But and then we will then be putting together an act of worship based around all those activities that they've been doing. So it's going to be a huge day. They're going to be there from, I think, 10 till 2. And in that time, they're all going to have an amazing day. And as I say, lots of the schools from in and around Pembrokeshire will be there. So we're looking forward to it. It'd be great fun. And it'd be good to see you guys there too, if you can come. That would be amazing.
I'm checking my diary right now. Sounds amazing. And if you want to hear more about what Reverend Sophie and Father Neil get up to, Alive and Kicking every Sunday morning at 8 till 9 o'clock.
8 till 9, indeed.
There you go. Thank you so much. We've got a bit of Rita Ora and Fatboy Slim now, which you wouldn't normally expect after this, but it's called Praising You, Gina.
Oh, yes, I like this one. Press the button, Tom.
and pressing the button. Also, a very good morning to Vicky Biggs, who says, hello, Tom, Gina, and Reverend Sophie. So good morning to you.
Hello.
Hi, Vicky.
It's 9:49.
I've been gone for